believe. I
Right.
believe um they are paying way too much money to just bench Russ. So I think they're probably going to trade him at some point over the next 2 weeks or so. That would be my guesstimation.
That'd be probably the best thing for them to do.
I think they will attempt to get a trade Russell Westbrook done um here shortly. But without further ado, what is going on, my friends? It is your boy John Quick of the Talk That Lingo crew. Well, we talk that lingo very fast, and like I always say, it's harder to keep money than to get it. I realized I did not say that last week. Somebody definitely pointed that out to me. Um, so it is harder to keep money than to get it. I am here with none other than my brother, Talib Bands. How we living, my guy.
Man, y'all already know. From us to y'all, just a blessing to the whole world. A lot's going on. So just sending love and light. As always, y'all. Hunnit K Jules.
I hear you. I hear you. 100K jewels. And speaking of jewels, I definitely dropped a jewel. Now, listen, for many of you who know me, obviously, y'all following me on my social medias. Y'all know that I'll be making these reels and creating these different videos, telling you how to do XYZ 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I drop a funny reel. Today, I dropped a reel that all of you all should definitely check out. And it's not a shameless plug here where I'm like, check out my stuff. No, you need to look at this reel, because in this reel, what I tell you is how to turn $50 into $3,000. That's what I tell you in this video. Now, caveat here, you're not going to turn that money into $3,000 immediately. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen over a span of time, and you don't have to do anything with that money but put it somewhere. So I teach you how to take that $50, put it somewhere, and it's like set it and forget it. And then once that time frame has elapsed, you can hand down that money to someone else. It only costs you. You can hand down $3,000 to someone else, whether that be your son, your grandson, your grandchild, any children you have, any nieces or nephews that you have, any younger cousins that you have. Um, you can essentially give them $3,000. Excuse me. You can essentially give them $3,000, but it's only going to cost you $50 to do it. So I don't know who wouldn't take that deal. So make sure you go on my Instagram and check that video out. Like that video, share it with somebody who has children or young people in their family, and make sure you
Yes.
save that video so you can refer to it at any point in time in your life. Because again, harder to keep money than to get it. Okay.
Sorry to
So
keep
if
money
you were to
and get it,
give,
y'all. Y'all heard it from the best.
that's it, man. So if you were to give a young person in your family $50 today, and that young person went out to a store and bought something with that $50, say they bought something for $45, whatever it is, they spent the money. So, well, they have no chance of getting that $3,000 from that $50. But if you never tell them about the money, put it into an account, put their name on it, and after a certain period of time, you will be able to give them more money, but it only costs you $50. So something to think about, man. Something to think about. Any thoughts on that, Talib?
Um, to be honest with y'all, if y'all are not saving money, then you're taking away from yourself. I had saw a post the other day that said, "F designer, F going out, and F
Mm,
anything that's not putting money back into your pockets."
mm,
We're such consumers that, like you said, we forget to pass down something like 3,000
mm,
versus we passing down, oh, but this Gucci hat I had back in the day, son, you can still put. You don't want to give that to your kids, ladies and gentlemen.
that's true.
Um, you want to give them for financial stability, and like what you just said, that sets them up for success. You know what you might
Mm-hmm.
have passed down to 3,000. You have to think in your head, well, damn. Or if I not if, but I put my child on a path to success, that
Right.
3,000 can easily be 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
And that's realistically thinking in the means of if you invested $3,000, you can be put in a range of getting back $20,000 depending on what you invest in.
Right. Exactly.
So to then have
So,
that then be not such a scared factor, or not more or less a scared factor, if we make that more of a comfortable environment for our people, we wouldn't be so scared to want to invest. You
mm-hmm.
know, you have other demographics and people. You have other people who aren't hesitant to want to invest because their grandpappy's been doing it, mama's been doing it, daddy's whole business is surrounded about investing. So it's like it's second nature to them. So you looking at him saying, "What you just 4,000? Wait, hold up! You don't know what this 4,000 gonna be in 2 months, though. That's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing." You thinking about what the 4,000 can do for you right now. Let's start thinking about what 4,000 can do for us 2 months ahead of that. Let's stop thinking about now and let's start thinking solely about the future, y'all. Because right now, you already here.
Mm-hmm.
You already here. If you have everything in the house, why do you need to spend money today?
Big time. Talk to him.
Save it,
Save it.
invest it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know why Netflix is so smart? Because they give y'all everything y'all want, and y'all invest in them. If you can
That's true.
invest in Netflix, you can invest in yourself. If you can invest in that hair girl, you can invest in yourself.
That's true.
So why not invest it financially? Why not invest it to where it's more than it being liquid?
Mm-hmm.
It's more than it being day to day. It's more than it being check to check. It's no, I'm comfortable. Oh,
Right.
now I'm better than comfortable. Oh, wealthy. Oh, now I'm breaking generational curses. And you're passing it down and down and down. And the more we're comfortable with wanting to be around money and wanting to invest money the right way, the more we can be, led down a better path. So, of course, what you said with everything you just said was absolutely right.
No, I appreciate that, brother. And again, more people need to know and hear about something like this, especially in our community where, again, I think you said it, where there's this stigma around investing or saving money or whatever it is, and and it turns some people off. So again, definitely go check out the video for a deeper dive into, well, not even a deeper dive, but just really just kind of the basics of what to do, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do step by step. And literally there's only 3 steps. The first step is to open a daily compound interest account. The second step is to
Mhm.
fund it with $50. And then the third thing would be to wait the allotted time so that money can grow into more money. So, and essentially, you don't want just any compound interest account. Not all compound interest accounts are made the same. So, you really have to do your due diligence in terms of selecting a compound interest account. Now, let's say you want a yearly compound interest account. Uh,
Mhm.
Obviously, the amount of money that you have in that account is only going to compound interest once a year. If you have a monthly compound interest account, that account will compound interest 12 times a year because it's 12 months in a year. If you want a weekly compound interest account, that
Money
compound
coming
interest
back.
account, yeah, 52 times a year with a weekly compound interest account. The best compound interest account, I'm telling you right now, the best compound interest account is a daily compound interest account. And the reason why is because the money that you have in there today is going to gain interest today. Then tomorrow, the money that you made in interest yesterday is able to also gain interest. So every single day, the money that you put in there and the interest is going to gain interest, and that's called compounding interest. Interest on top of interest. That's what compound interest is. So daily compound interest account, if you put $50 in there, in 20 years, you can have $3,000. If that's not enough money for you, put $100 in there. In 12 years or 20 years, you're going to have $6,000. If that's not enough, put $200. In 20 years, you're going to have 12,000.
And
And
if that's not enough, put
if that's
$5,000. Really go when you save $10,000 of your hard-earned money, and you
there you
split
go.
that in half. You say this 5,000 right here, because you heard what
Mhm.
he said. 3,000. I mean, not 3,300. It'll get you six. Imagine if you put $5,000 in now in 20 years. What are we talking, brother?
We talking $30,000. $30,000, and all you did was take 5,000 and let it sit there. It was just sitting there, and it was baking. It was just sitting there baking. That's
Ladies
it,
and
waiting for
gentlemen,
you.
if you have children, that is $30,000 your child gets to start off with out of the door. And that's on top of
Hmm.
them already working, making sure they working, and making sure they're following the same steps you doing. So, all right,
Excuse me.
son or son or
Excuse me.
daughter.
I got one correction. I got one correction. One correction. I made one bad error. Okay.
Oh, go ahead, my brother.
I made one bad error, and I want to correct myself right now. Okay. If you were to invest $5,000 into an account, man, the numbers are astounding. The numbers
Damn,
are
what is it,
astounding.
man? Cause it's more than 30 now. I know it's more than 50. If
It's-
you saying it's astounding, what is it, brother? Go ahead and drop that. They need to know.
If you put $5,000 in
Mm-hmm.
a daily compound interest account,
Yeah.
after 20 years,
Mm-hmm. What is it?
you're not gonna have 31,000. I lied.
Get them excited.
I lied. You're not gonna have 31,000. I completely lied, and I'm sorry. Don't.
Get them excited, bro. Get them excited.
If you put $5,000 in a
Five bands.
daily compound interest account. Now, keep in mind this daily compound interest account accrues 5% interest every day.
Accrue.
And then every day, the 5% interest that it gains,
Mm-hmm.
the next day, that interest is going to gain interest. If you put $5,000 in a daily compound interest account, you will have $310,000 in 20 years. And think about this. All you got to do
Yo,
is let it all you got to do
yo,
is
let
let
it
it sit
sit.
there. All you
Let
got to
it
do is let
sit.
it. So all you got to do
Let
is
it
let it
sit.
sit.
You could take care of 3 kids
You don't have to do
after they
nothing.
leave the house. You could set them up with $100,000 each, and that's the Hunnit K. You see you see how that math
It's
just added
ridiculous.
up?
It's ridiculous. It's
I just
ridiculous.
gave him, bro. I just gave him the Hunnit K plan. We just gave him the Hunnit K plan.
It's
Yo,
ridiculous.
quick,
Mm-hmm.
5,000 in that. That's the plan, bro. That's you put 5,000 in that daily, bro. You see it. That's a $100K jewel, and that's a $100K plan, y'all. That was off the top, man. The mathematics are always going to resonate where it resonates.
Mm.
I didn't
The
know
number
5,000 was going to hit over the head with, but I knew if you broke it down and you stand, yo, we here and we going to make it happen, y'all. Yo, make sure y'all are investing. Stop buying those Ugg boots.
stop buying those Ugg boots. The numbers are ridiculous. The numbers are ridiculous. The numbers are
300,000 in 20 years. Yo, your child to be set for as a parent. As a parent, child graduated from high school. You feel me? Certain, 4-year colleges ask for 100 racks. If you set your child up with that college is already paid for. Then once
Hmm.
they get out of college, we understand you just don't jump into anything cool. You have $200,000 to get it together. And if my child is smart, which our children are, they probably going to invest 100,000 into a daily.
The numbers are ridiculous, and I know it's going to be people out there saying like, "Oh, if
Yo,
that's too good to be true. If that were
it's not.
true, everybody would be doing it." Well, that's the thing. Not many people know about it. You just heard my brother just say most people are scared off into not investing and making these types of investments. And then what I do want to say something like this before I pass that back to you, my brother. I read something today that says most Americans have a savings account, right? And
Right.
right now, since we are in inflation right now, and I didn't mean for this episode to take this type of turn, but we'll get into something. I do got some questions for you, but I'm reading an article and it was saying most Americans have money in a savings account, but since we are going through inflation right now, uh, many people's interest on their savings account is very, very low, less than 1% right now. So if you have any amount of money in a savings account right now, you're probably only gaining if
A penny,
1%,
half a penny.
maybe most banks are right around that 0.86%. So not quite a full percentage, but probably about a little more than 3/4 of a percentage, right? So essentially, your money in your savings account is not gaining very much money on top of that.
Shit.
And keep in mind they're probably only going monthly. So you're only getting that interest, or maybe not even monthly. Maybe you're only getting it quarterly, 4 times a year. So you're probably only getting that 4 times a year. So if you have $1,000 in there, they're probably going to give you $8 every 4 months. You will get $8 on top of your $1,000. But I read something earlier that said 36% of Americans will know that they can move their money from their savings account to another bank and get
Right.
more interest on top of their money. But you know what they said, out of that 30 some odd percent that people know that they can move that money, only 3.3% of those people actually moved their money to the higher interest savings account. And the reason why they don't do it is because they think that there's a big hassle with moving their funds from their current bank account to another bank account. So people just are like, I'm gonna just leave my money where it is because I know where it is and I don't need to go through the hassle of moving my money. So,
When
but people
they
don't know that
they don't know how
really
banks work.
it,
They
it
don't know how
really it,
banks work, y'all. That
it really
money,
doesn't.
that,
Yeah.
that money that y'all giving them banks, they
Mhm.
spending it.
They spending it.
They they are spending it.
They spending it.
When you get your check and they go to the bank,
Mhm.
right? They
Mhm.
have already invested your money. The money that you pulling out is the money that they're making back from investment, so they're able to pay you.
Mm.
That's why it's all like, oh, it takes 7 business days, because that's dumb. Like, yo, I got to pay a few people over here. I need, 7 days for these, and then when they make all that money, they able to dish it right back out. That's how banks work. Your shit ain't
Mhm.
sitting in there comfortably for someone to just run up in there and take. And if they're running in there
Oh.
taking money, that's nothing from you. That's from the Federal Reserve.
Mhm.
That came dropped off, so that way that money could then be put in the circulation for people that go in there and they take out money. That's how it works, y'all.
Yep.
That's how it works. If you can move from a crappy house
Mhm.
to a mansion, and that's perfectly fine, right? You can do the same thing with your money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
That's
You
all.
absolutely
Don't be
can.
scared, y'all. Don't be scared. You get out of that shack and you put your money in a mansion. That's what you do. You say, I'm gonna move out. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving on up. That's what you do with your money. Don't you let it stay there.
Mhm.
Don't you let it stay there. Learn.
Yeah, learn. That's right. Learn. And I'm listen, man. I definitely recommend. Again, I know this is a more detailed version of that, but I still recommend that you go to that video, watch it, because it definitely breaks down exactly what you need to do, and then send that video to somebody and share it with somebody who has children. Share it with your brother who has children. Share it with your sister who has children. Share it with your aunt who has children. Share it with your coworker who has children. Share it with someone so they can recognize. Because think about it like this: most people, and I'm not saying all people, I'm saying most people have children and they don't have funds saved for their children. Well, check this out.
very, very
Even
true. No, but I'm sorry, bro. Before you say that, I'm sorry I had to cut you off. That you brought
no, go
that
ahead,
up.
go ahead.
There was a
Hmm.
post. There was a post on IG that said parents that put their kids out at 18 without any financial plan is a generational disaster.
Speak on it. Go ahead. I gotta let you get this off. Whatever I was just saying can take a back seat to this. Go ahead.
You
Go
know
ahead.
what I'm saying? Like, all right, mothers and fathers, parents alike, I understand you do what you can. I get it. If you can't give me $1 million in my pocket, give me $1 million worth of game. Give me that so that way I can go out and now I can do
Hmm.
it. All right? There are kids out here with no direction because they've literally had no direction throughout life.
Mm.
There is no manual for how to live your life, but there is a manual for how to make money. I'm going to say that again, y'all. There isn't a manual to how to live life according to you, but there is a manual on how to make money and how
Mm.
to be rich.
Mm. Talk to him.
The fact that we think, oh, well, we sent our kids to school the second they graduate, they automatically have everything. That is just too much darn trust in these public school systems because it's not there.
Hmm.
There has to be more accountability when it comes to, all right, you have these kids now filling out W 2s. When did they start learning about W 2s until they got out of high school?
That's a great point.
It don't make sense. So now you're messing up how they're supposed to bring money in, make sure they're putting allowances aside, which they have no idea what the hell is putting an allowance aside. But so so now what was supposed to be the benchmark to help them with their taxes, we're just circling anything. Zero, zero, zero. I'm not, like, you know what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense. So we're failed at too many parts
Hmm.
for them to expect us to be where we're at. And for those that had the people that were doing it, for those that had the mentors, yo, I double salute and I thank y'all and I
Hmm.
appreciate y'all for taking a moment, for taking a second, for handing down some knowledge because it helped. I appreciate the hustlers, appreciate the bookworms, blessings, and again, as y'all gave knowledge and wisdom, same way we doing it because we're not going to allow the next generation to leave their households at 18 with no financial plan. It's
Mm.
horrible.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
It's horrible. Horrible. Y'all want these to be better? Then we got to teach them better. What's in y'all of these kids when they so young? Kids are like sponges. Watch what you say around them. First of all, if kids are
Mm.
like sponges, then we should be making sure we're saying everything right around them. Make sure we're saying
Mm.
everything around them. You want them to be so financially independent, make sure we're teaching them financial independence.
Mm, hmm.
Where are
Yeah,
the early classes at for middle class and lower class students? To be honest, it should be more important in lower classes and middle class school. Financial
absolutely.
education be put into effect because of the circumstances, and to no fault, and please, world, no fault to their mothers and fathers, and generations alike. They were only given the things they were given, and they did the best that they could, and we appreciate them for that. All I'm saying is that if you have a lower and middle class group, why wouldn't those be the groups that would be the ones that you would teach, let's like financial everything. We can hold
Right.
off on science class. Let's get that financial push going, because you can't get to science if you ain't got the money to get the materials. Let's make it make sense.
Mm,
Y'all let these kids, which are literally still babies, go to college,
hmm.
no financial experience, and this is when the financial should hitch the most, because now we're in the banks talking about loans. When did we learn about loans?
Right.
When did we have a class saying, "Hey, y'all, just to give y'all the ones up and the one twos"? There'll be a time that you go to the bank and they'll tell you about loans and percentages and interest and high rates and and then like you don't want to be in a bank looking like I think I got a grant that's supposed to
Hmm.
take care of, like, you don't know. So let's do better by the kids, and then by doing better by the kids, we can do better by the future. Y'all are so
Exactly.
worried about the future. If y'all was worried about the future, y'all should have took care of the kids that were entering the future. How that makes sense?
There you go. Yeah, it's an interesting development because I think even you said it as well, where if you are willing to put your kids out when they turn 18, apparently you have way too much trust in the public school system. If your kid went to public school, most parents do send their kids to public school.
Right. It's too
Um,
much trouble.
so right after I turn, 18, 19, whatever it is, you're putting me out, but you just sent me to Coney Island High School. Like I just sat through all of these kids coming to school with guns. Every
Right.
day I went home, they were fighting. Like, now you want me to get out here and become a doctor off of 12 years of this, of bullshit. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
A
Like,
doctor without being around doctors. How that make
I,
sense?
I was never around doctors. How could this be?
How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Yo, go be a firefighter. When was I ever around firefighters? To want to be a fire, unless I saw a movie and I was like, yo, that's what I want to do. That's the other thing.
Hmm.
If your children aren't around things that put them in place to be inspired by doing certain shit, how do y'all expect them to want to do it? Right?
Talk to
For
me.
existence.
Talk to me.
If you have a child, the mother's a father, no, not the mother's father. The mother's a cop, the mother's a cop, father's a cop. Guess what that child is going to want to be when he grows up? A cop.
Probably either a
He's
cop
going
or
to
a
want to be
criminal.
a cop, right?
A cop,
If
a
you
cop or a
have,
criminal.
right, a cop or a criminal. If you have a doctor, both doctors. If they have three kids, out of those three kids, one of them might be a doctor because that's what they're seeing, that's what they're around. One of them might just want to be a nurse. One of them might say that's too stressful. Who knows?
Hmm.
But what I'm saying is, for the parents that are not doctors and that are not lawyers and that are not doing the jobs that are bringing in that big bank of money, you can still put your child in areas and environments and programs that have them interested with that. Research, Do not
Right.
give up because you're not doing it. Because if your child follows your patterns, guess what your child
Mm-hmm.
is going to start doing the second they get older? If your
Mm-hmm.
child is only seeing you hang around with the, people up smoke weed and chill and are very laid back, your child is only gonna like people that are very laid back, chill, cool, cool, cool. It's just the science of it.
Right.
It's just the science of it. If your child
Right.
sees you around people that are fashion designer, basketball player, he's an engineer, your child is
Mm-hmm.
going to have a few things to juggle. Like, yo, I could be an engineer. So you have to now open the world to your child so that way your child can be more than what your child sees. Financial
Right.
independence. Those two things will create the most spectacular child. I promise y'all. I, I'm not a guru. It's just 100K. But I'm telling you, open up the world to your child and,
Talk some.
just education, please, please, please.
It's necessary, man. It's necessary, man, for sure. And I mean, and this is the last point, but it's so easy. It's so easy to go out there and get some information, man. Especially when you following brothers like this and listening to podcasts like this. But nonetheless, man, I wanted to get into a couple things. I know we coming up here on our and again, your light looks fantastic, man, because it's all one cohesive uh style. You know what I mean? Like that's yeah, even don't matter which way you move, it's all cohesive. So especially when you do your videos and you send me the videos and I'm able to put them in that platform in that or excuse me in that format that I sent to you, it's gonna look a little
Yeah.
bit more consistent for you as well. So um kudos to you, my brother. And those are going to start looking a little bit better as well. But um yeah, man. But no, I got a question for you.
It's the word.
So in lieu of Tory Lane's newest album, I don't remember what it was called, but Tory Lane's got some heat on that album. I'm gonna just tell y'all. And Tory Lane's pretty much when Tory Lane's makes an album, is some heat. And he got some, and the same is true for this newest album that he just put out. My question to you is this: can an artist be blackballed in today's time? Can you blackball an artist in today's time?
No, it's too many. It's too many platforms. It's too many platforms. You
Explain.
know. So back in the day, if you got blackballed as an artist, none of the DJs to play your stuff, some radio
Okay.
stations won't play your stuff. Copy. Cool.
Okay.
We are in the day and age of internet where you can literally upload your music anywhere. SoundCloud is not going to blackball you because SoundCloud is not as deep into the industry to blackball artists because they are
Okay.
constantly accepting new artists.
Okay.
Oh, word, you can't get the Tory Lanez album here. Well, guess what we get on SoundCloud? Oh, word, we can't. It's not on Apple. Now it's here. Now, when Apple and all of them see all them streams going up and that money there, now Apple's like, fuck, what the fuck are we blackballing him about? No, the second shit is going up. Now money makes sense. You can't blackball an artist that makes money. You cannot blackball an artist that makes money. Now, if you did some effed up ish,
Which
then
most of
yeah,
these
you
artists
can get.
do.
You know, no. Now, when I say effed up ish, I'm talking about on the lines of, pedophilia,
Okay.
those crazy, lines no one should ever fuck. For my language, you should never cross.
Mm-hmm.
Despicable.
Mm-hmm.
Those, yeah, they under the jail. But if you haven't done anything like with the whole thing with Megan Thee Stallion, he shot her. They found out he was telling the truth. He didn't shoot her. So now it's like, well, he got blackballed for no reason. So it works better in his favor because now all those people that blackball him, now guess what? The price went up.
Right.
I said, I'm not mad y'all blackball me. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. You know why I'm not mad? Because the price went up.
Oh, the price is going up.
Yeah, you still got to pay me. I'm not mad at you because you still got to pay me. But the price went up.
Oh, the
Oh,
price
yeah,
is
nah,
going
I
up.
feel you. But the price went up. You cannot blackball me. You can't blackball an artist if they ain't do anything too crazy because the people's perception of it is always going to be on some, well, how serious was it?
Mm-hmm.
And then what do we let these female artists get away with?
Murder.
Which then becomes a whole nother conversation. And while that whole conversation is going on, we playing their music. And when that music slaps, you cannot blackball when the music slaps. When that beat, when you like, you, oh, damn, man, I'm dancing, but I'm upset at him. What's going on? You cannot blackball when the music slaps. It's a fact. You can be mad. You can be mad. But when that music slaps, you cannot blackball. You sitting there, dancing again. No, yo, I'm against men hitting women. But you know that Tory Lanez album? Boy, shut up. You can't blackball when it does what it does, man. I'm pretty sure I could get away with murder and make a hit record, and they'd be like, maybe he deserved it though, with the music hit. Why he got Red mad. Why Red had to kill him. Red is such a cool guy. Did you hear that last album? They over here like, did you hear his last album? Ain't no way he could have just killed the guy. Right. So you gotta, Tory Lanez is going to be good regardless. Double salute to Tory Lanez, double salute to the album. I hope it hits platinum status. I know it will hit double platinum status. Double salute to the whole Umbrella Squad over there. Y'all are doing amazing things. And like, for real, that shit is crazy. Niggas be saying the weirdest stuff. Like, oh man, if he ain't decapitate somebody's head off, do you good, Tory? And then he slapped, not say it like that, allegedly punched or slapped August Ostini or something like that. Like, that was the next thing that was supposed to be.
They were alluding to something like that, yes.
Right. So it's like, yo, everybody coming for Tory. Yo, shout out the homie. He was just out in Philly having a good time. I mean, so it is what it is.
Yeah. What a very interesting sequence of events surrounding Tory Lanez's career, I will say. The very, very, very interesting thing. So your position is that an artist cannot be blackballed. Is that about right? Does that sound about right?
If they keep making hits. If they keep making hits. It's hard to blackball somebody that get that body moving. R. Kelly is in jail right now. R. Kelly is in jail right now.
Okay.
If you put on a Step in the Name of Love, you think, what you doing?
Oh man, I'm grooving.
That's
easy. That's easy.
That's it. Because Step in the Name of Love is it's more than a hit. It is a generational hit. You know what I'm saying? That Step in the Name of Love. Yeah. Nobody is thinking now he was pissing on these women, which is which is not inexcusable, ladies. We do not condone that behavior over here. We do not condone that behavior over here.
Nobody was thinking he was pissing on these women. Hey man, you got it. Motherfucker got a point. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Motherfucker got a point, man. Oh man, that's
had a hit. he has hits. The same thing. You can't blackball R. Kelly because his hits will always overstep it. Can we be upset and disgusted with his actions? Absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusted.
Mm-hmm.
But when Step in the Name of Love comes on,
Ain't much you could do about that. That's what you're saying.
not much I can do about it.
That ain't okay.
Hits.
That's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's kind of crazy. But we gonna give you that because hey, it is what it is, right? Like shit. Step in the Name of Love.
Yo,
Come on, I fuck around and play that at my wedding. You know what I'm saying?
yo,
And
yo, I'm just saying, like, I do not condone this man's behavior. We at the Hunnit K family do not condone of those malicious acts. Let's make that clear. But let's not lie like yo auntie ain't playing Step in the Name of Love at that reunion, at that barbecue, and at that cookout. Don't come on. Come
come
on,
on
let's
now.
not sit there and act like R. Kelly is not going to slide on the playlist. If not, she just put the CD on because he's not on Spotify anymore.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
come on.
yeah. No, R. Kelly is getting on that playlist. 100%. He's on the playlist. He
And if I'm not mistaken, someone bought his catalog of music. Why do you think someone bought his catalog of music, y'all? Did it
mm,
just did it, it wasn't just to say, oh, I secretly have a whole lot of R. Kelly music. No, it's because that's gonna make money. R.
mm.
Kelly's music still makes money. And I
Mm,
promise y'all,
mm.
it's gonna be something that's gonna happen on the news that make y'all forget all about R. Kelly, and y'all gonna need R. Kelly music to get y'all through the shit. That's gonna be the craziness about it. It's gonna be like, oh man, the world is just so messed up. I need Step in the Name of Love to get me through.
Immediately.
Immediately. Maybe the world needs to step in the name of love. You know what I'm saying? So, dogs, it's just what it is. We do not condone, but you cannot blackball an artist that has hits. It'd be like if Madonna did some wild shit in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be like, but she's a virgin. Because she made a song called, and that whole idea and that whole mirage of,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's Madonna. What? No, not
Yeah.
not Madonna.
Not Madonna.
Not Madonna. It'd be like if Martha Gibbs killed someone.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Martha Gibbs from Good Times. Not
Talking
not
that
Martha
talk.
Gibbs. You just can't wrap your head around certain stuff
Mm-hmm.
or certain people because of their perception already.
Right.
You just can't. You like what? I can't believe it.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy like again, crazy times we living in, crazy world we living in. Uh, any closing statements, my brother, before we get up out of here, man? I think we had a great show today, man. We got plenty for people to go ahead and digest with this episode. But any closing statements, my brother?
Yo, closing statements, y'all. Yo, make sure y'all go to @Knearo on IG and click that link because that video is bumping and it's hot fire. And I need
Mm-hmm.
the whole world to hear it. If the whole world ain't heard it already, I need y'all to hear it again. Like and comment and share.
That's a fact.
I need y'all to tap into every 100K artist and make sure y'all showing love and make sure y'all are letting the whole world know exactly who we are.
For
I need you
sure.
to go on my IG @ReallyRedX. Tap into that link. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all show love because we always show love and it's always love on the show.
Yes, sir.
Stay
I love
fresh,
that.
stay 100K, stay blessed, y'all. Y'all know the vibes. It's Taliban's. It's always about the bands.
Big time vibe right there, man. Definitely appreciate you as always, my brother, for joining the show, blessing us with some crucial information that, quite frankly, I think everybody needs to hear. So once again, thank you so much for that. Um, but in the meantime, in between time, it is your boy John Qwik, my man Talib Bands. Definitely, once again, appreciate your input on the show. And we out of here. Gone. Boom.
Y'all know the vibe. Double salute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.